CFO, COO, okay? Are they going to be in there in T-shirt and jeans?
I know of a president that comes to work in his T-shirt and jeans. I'm not going to mention no names, though.
Maybe.
Welcome to the closing table with the Money Guys, Sidney Young and Jared Parrish. This episode is being brought to you by Allura Financial, AlluraFinancial.com, your source for real estate investment funding. Now, presenting the Money Guys. All right. It's Sidney Young.
And Jared Parrish.
We're the Money Guys. You know why? Because we got
Yo money.
Hey, this show is being brought to you by Allura Financial, AlluraFinancial.com. We're broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, downtown Houston. The weather day in Houston is chilly, cold. Which one?
Yeah, well, I mean, if I'm wearing a sweater, then yes, it's cold.
He keeps his office like a freezer in here. You know, we think we're in the morgue sometimes. Hey, man, before we jump into today's topic and things, you think that's funny?
Yeah, I can come up with some jokes about the morgue.
No, don't do it. We took a field trip today.
We did.
We actually we wholesale properties.
Drove out to the boonies.
We drove out to the boonies. We got a property out there that we got, and we took some buyers out there, showed them around the property, walked the property, talked with the homeowners. We learned stuff today about how wholesalers perform with homeowners, I guess you can say.
Yeah, and how they kind of...
Some are...
How they lie?
I was trying to be nice. Some lie.
Sometimes you got to call a duck a duck, man.
We found out, hey, Allura Financial, if we make the deal, we got cash, we're closing the deal. So we're not like some duck in a chuck or duck truck, whatever guy.
Chuck in a truck?
Come to find out, we're number 3 or 4 down the line of wholesalers that were actually looking for cash buyers to put on this deal.
After we were told that they were working directly with a buyer.
We had to redo the deal, and we got it all squared away. But, man, it was interesting. These poor homeowners were lied to by wholesalers just trying to make a buck on them. So it happens. And guess what? They found them on Craigslist. What a credible place to look for a wholesaler.
Yeah. And we've got to give a shout out to some new listeners that we've got.
That's right. You got new listeners, man.
We do.
You're popular.
For one, I'd like to say bonjour and bienvenue to...
Where is Tarpon Springs, Florida?
It's in Tarpon Springs.
I've never heard of it, man.
But yeah, so we've got listeners in Florida, New Jersey, California, Georgia, obviously Texas,
Clarksburg, West Virginia.
Yes, and Madison, Alabama.
Wait. What's that place in France that says?
Cliché.
Cliché, France.
Yeah, that's why I said bonjour and bienvenue.
Well, how do you say Cliché, France in redneck?
We ain't from Louisiana, man.
Louisiana.
But we do have listeners from Louisiana.
Dude, look, that says England, too.
Yeah, England, and we've got New York, Arkansas, Arizona.
We're worldwide, man.
Yes, man. I'm happy to hear it. And I hope people appreciate the shout out there.
I like that. So the Money Guys at Closing Table, we're getting out there. People are listening. We hope not only do we inform you information that makes you go wow, but every now and then we throw in our real estate and our money advice as well. Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, Jared always uses he's the brains of the operation. I'm the looks.
That doesn't say much.
Okay. So he's come up with a specific topic.
Yeah. So to kind of kick off the main segment today. So today's topic is going to be the art of closing a deal using conversational hypnosis.
Conversational hypnosis. This comes straight from the Jared Parrish Book of Dating. And how many dates have you had?
Oh, man. We don't need to go down that road. Now, some people have tried to use this in dating. I guess you can. I mean, the funny thing about conversational hypnosis, we're not talking about pulling out a pocket watch and saying you are getting very sleepy. No, we're not doing that. That's not what this is about.
Okay.
So for one, hypnosis is basically creating a belief in your mind that elicits a physical reaction.
So this is going to be a lesson in sales training.
Yeah, it really is. This is a lesson in sales training. I mean, this could be used in real estate, negotiations. You can use this in car sales. You can use this in jewelry sales. Any kind of sales. You can use this day to day. You're arguing with your wife. You can use this in anything.
So this method to have a win-win or a one-sided deal or both?
Well, it's really on one-sided, to be honest.
Okay.
But it is going to kind of teach people to be able to manipulate someone. So I will send out this little disclaimer. Use this as ethically as possible. Don't go out just trying to screw people over. Don't use this to lie to people, but you can use this to get someone out of their comfort zone. Okay?
You're starting to feel sleepy.
Because, I mean, all of us want to use it for a little...
Oh, yeah.
But we just need to use it the right way.
Okay.
Right?
What's lesson number 1 in conversational hypnosis?
Well, okay, so I do have, a number of rules for conversational hypnosis.
Your rules?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've taught this before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
You physically taught a class on this?
Yeah, I've used this in sales training.
Dude, I didn't know you that until... I mean, how did I say this? I think I just did.
What's he trying to say, folks?
Never mind. I think I said it already. So
just looking at you, I thought you were a lot stupider.
I thought you were a dumbass. I didn't know.
Oh, man. That's good. So the idea with conversational hypnosis is you want to use a descriptive term that paints an image, stimulates a sense, and then follow through with a supporting tone.
Dude, how much dope do you do?
No. So, and the idea there is, I mean, you could describe. Well, let's start with that. Let's talk about when you describe something to someone. What are you trying to do?
Create an image in their head.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when you create an image in their head, it can elicit an emotional, a physical reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what you're trying to do.
Let's say if you're describing a really scary scenario, the physical reaction would be like the knot in their stomach or the butterflies.
Yeah.
They could start to sweat.
Their
blood pressure could go up. I mean, if you just say 3 letters of someone, their blood pressure can go up. IRS. So that's the whole idea behind it. And so within your sales pitch, some people they'll use a canned sales pitch or
I can't stand that.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So
do you listen to telemarketers when they call you?
Hell no.
I do. You've heard me.
Yeah, you do. I don't.
And then I criticize. I said, "Come on, man! You got a better pitch than that. Do me a favor. You got my phone number. Hang
this
up.
Guy's actually done that. He's actually told telemarketers to start over and pitch him again.
Come on, you can do this better, man. Come on.
Have you ever purchased anything from him though?
Never. No, fucking losers. Anyway, was that a bleep? Losers? Oh.
No. There we go, losers. All right. Well, I mean, ultimately, it's just a...
Not up in here!
That's the no.
Okay, what's lesson number 2?
All right, so, really, lesson number 1.
Number 1.
So, within the rules of the art of the close,
come on, Donald.
Conversational hypnosis. It's not art of the deal.
Oh,
it's art of the close, man. It's different.
I like clothes.
It's different.
Yeah. Wear them every day.
Art of the Close by Vera Wang. So, for one, the first rule for me is ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay? So, you have to know what they want, but more importantly, know what they don't want. And even better than that, know what they're afraid of.
What do you mean afraid of?
Okay. People will run away from something they're afraid of before they run to something they want.
Not me. Dude, I run at it. Shoot.
Let's just say, for instance, that you're talking to someone about selling your services for financial advisory.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to be a financial advisor for that person.
Yeah.
Now, you could sit there and pitch them, I can create a retirement for you.
Yeah. And
you can make this much money.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work. Because half the time they're going to think you're full of shit.
I think most of the time when you reach that, and no matter what you're selling, if they think you're full of shit, you have not presented enough value in what you do.
Partially, but you still have to work on credibility. Okay?
Credibility, yeah, I can see that being part of the features and benefits that build up to the value.
No. Credibility is when you're selling yourself, not the product. Credibility is going to be you, because first and foremost, when you're in sales, you have to sell yourself. Because if they don't like you, they're not going to buy from you.
That's very true.
Okay.
And you are on the phone every day, and we have the credibility of Allure Financial. People look up Allure, they see Allure Financial's established. We've done millions and millions of dollars in deals, and we close deals. I mean, there's nothing bad about it, so to speak. And then, so in a sense, we have instant credibility when we answer the phone.
Yeah, usually.
But not everyone has that.
No, not everyone does.
So how do they obtain that?
Well, this kind of goes into it, and I'm going to teach building that credibility and building rapport.
Do I need to wind you up a little more? What
No. But going into more as far as what they're afraid of. So, like I said, the scenario: you're trying to sell your services as being a financial advisor.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to pitch, one way is to pitch how much more money they could have because you're going to advise them. Okay. Another way is if you know what their fears are.
Now, fear is losing their money.
And painting that image. If they don't use you, see, they're going to run away from what they're afraid of before they run to something they want.
If I don't use you, I won't have the money to go to Vegas.
So, like, say, for instance, like throwing out things like, well, are you prepared if this were to happen? No. Are you set up for this? No. You're starting to slowly build that image of, oh, man, I'm screwed. Thank God that you're here. You see what I mean? Instead of
you mean if I don't do this deal, my kids are going to starve? What kind of father am I?
What the
fuck? Yeah. So knowing what they want is important. Knowing what they don't want is even more important, and the most important is knowing what they're afraid of. So you can. It's easier to paint that image in their head of something they're afraid of, as opposed to something they want.
Okay, so something they're afraid of. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a short commercial break, a defunct commercial, and we're going to come back and talk more about
conversational hypnosis.
We'll be right back. Don't go away.
See you, Bennigan. We need this now.
Now?
Tonight.
Like tonight?
Like yesterday?
When you need to escape from the everyday.
Tonight.
Escape to Bennigan's.
This man needs help.
Escape to the people who help you unwind.
Can I help you, Jack?
All the help I can get.
Escape to the kind of food
How's our friend
that
here?
leaves the everyday far behind. Only Bennigan's is your escape from the everyday.
Welcome back to the closing table with the money guys. Hey, wasn't that an interesting commercial? I love these defunct commercials. They're fun. Sit down. All right, we're talking more about hypnosis, tosis, mosis.
Yes.
Like a mimosa, cosis?
Yes.
Something like that.
And your eyes are getting very heavy.
You are a chicken. Bye.
So, first rule is ask questions. Next rule is going to be pay attention.
Pay attention.
Pay attention more specifically to body language. For one, listen to what they say because you want to know what they say. Body language is massive, man.
But most of the sales today are virtual.
Yes, you're right. Some of them are.
Yeah.
So
voice inflection.
That was going to be my next saying. Tone of voice. That is paramount.
Because, guy, what is it you need? What do you got? I'm in a hurry. Or what do you need?
Mm-hmm.
That means hang up on.
Knowing where the inflection is. We said it in another show. The power of no. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, how you say no. If you go no, it's like that means they don't want to. Yeah, there's a doubt.
But they might do it. They don't want to, but they might.
Yeah.
Well, no.
So let's say if you're asking someone if I can get it to you for this price, would that be interesting? No. There's doubt. There's still a possibility.
That's right.
That means they can. They just don't want to. Now you have to get them to want to.
That's right.
Now if they come back and say no.
That's an absolute.
That's an absolute. I'm screwed. I gotta go to plan B, And tone of voice is just as important as body language. Both of them, that's where the truth lies. That's where you're going to get the real truth, because they're going to tell you whatever the hell they think that you need to know or hear.
Yeah.
And they're going to bullshit
I'm a
you all
little
day
different.
long.
Some people are very. I understand the person other than the phone is human. They have feelings and everything else.
We've both realized that you're not everyone else.
Man, I just when these guys pitch me and it's a shitty pitch, I hang up on them sometimes. Sometimes I'll talk to them, and I ain't trying to be mean or rude. I'm trying to educate. Hey, man, come on, we're in sales.
We've both done it.
Guy calls me up reading a script. Come on, dude, don't read a
Put
script
some
to me.
effort into it.
Guy calls me up with a great pitch. I'm telling him, man, you got a great freaking pitch, man. I love this. I'm not buying this shit, but thank you.
Yep. Now, you mentioned about credibility.
Yeah.
Credibility and rapport.
Yeah.
All right. Mirroring.
Oh, mirroring.
Now, we're not talking about just sales training. I'm talking about conversational passive hypnosis. Okay? And once again, I'm not talking about putting someone into a damn trance. I'm talking about talking to their subconscious as opposed to just talking to them directly.
So, we're going to go buy a home in the country. We take your truck and wear cowboy hats.
All right.
Let me buy a home in the city. We take my car and a suit.
So, clothing is one thing. Let's
Yeah.
start with that.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going to go into a business meeting, let's say, for instance, you're selling, you're going to go have a sales meeting with C-level employees. Okay.
Yeah.
CEO, CFO, COO. Okay. Are they going to be in there in t-shirt and jeans?
I know of a president that comes to work in his T-shirt and jeans. I'm not going to mention no names, though.
Maybe. But typically, suit, tie, whole 9 yards.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to dress like they do.
I don't wear ties.
So
I don't do ties.
So there's another thing.
Yeah.
Let's say if a salesman came in here and he wore a coat, shirt, unbuttoned, no tie,
Like Johnny Boy.
you would immediately feel a little bit more rapport because he's dressed just like you are.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but clothing is one thing. Another is
Johnny Boy's always dressed sharp.
now a thing with this is your body language as well, mirroring that. For instance, if I'm sitting just like you are with my elbow up on the table,
Yeah.
my hand on my leg,
Yeah.
just like you are,
Yeah.
you're going to be more open to talk to me. If you were sitting back with your legs crossed and I would cross my legs, I'm telling you, this is a subconscious
I
thing.
agree with
You
you.
feel more comfortable with them.
And another thing is if you have over the desk type sales. I used to train my salespeople when I had a home building company. When a couple comes in, it's just out of respect. You never stare below the woman's shoulders because it's out of respect. The husband's there, he's watching. They don't know you. You look at her straight in the eye. You talk to her the same as you talk to him. And a lot of times,
Now, I always try to look at the husband's tits, though.
that deserves something. I don't know what. Strange, man. Anyway, what's next on the list?
So, repetition. So mirroring, we get to that. Now with mirroring, that's towards the beginning. You're building that rapport. And then that's when they start to like you and they're a little bit more open with you. Ask a bunch of questions, get to know their wants, their whys, their this, their that, and the other, especially their fears. Pay attention to what they're saying. Listen to their tone of voice. And then you go into repetition. Now repetition is important because this whole thing is just like steps. This is leading you up to the close, right?
Yeah.
So with repetition, you start asking simple questions.
Name one.
Okay. Let's say we're in car sales, right?
Yeah.
Now, you wanted the red one, right?
I did, yeah. How do you know?
And you had asked me before. Now, you don't want to be deliberate like I'm doing right
Yeah,
now. This is just kind of an example,
Yeah.
okay? So you wanted the red one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you told me that you wanted to make sure that the interest rate was below 5%?
Yeah.
Okay. Because if everything worked out like that, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're doing tie downs. I like that.
Yeah, and you drove your car here today, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And we were trading that in?
That's correct.
Okay. See all these different yeses?
Yeah, those are tie downs.
Yeah, but see, you're getting used to saying yes over and over
Right.
and over again.
Tom Hopkins, many yeses. Another thing you just talked about, that's something I used to do. If you do contract type sales, examples, we go do a deal to home. Always have your contract, your pen with you. When you do across the desk contract sales, you have to manually, well, most of it on the computer. Back in my day, we manually wrote the name in. But for today's purposes, hand the client a pen. Say, do me a favor. Could you write your name out? Because it has to be spelled correct in the contract right here. You just put the contract and they're writing on the contract. Then you just keep on moving, do the assumptive close.
Yep. And that works too. So, putting all those together.
Yeah.
Now, with repetition, it doesn't just have to be with yes. Okay. With repetition, it could be a number of things. Tying it back to what they wanted. Okay. So, and for instance, we're going to go through this, and this is going to allow you to do that. And this is going to allow you to do this. Now, when you start repeating things like that, it's going to start getting into their mind that this is exactly what they want every time. Now, putting all this together, I've got the last rule, which is going to be a big one. Okay? But we're going to cut to a commercial break first.
All right.
Because this is going to be a big one. So, we're going to be right back. Don't go away.
If your transmission's got you down or your motor falls apart, that's the time to come to Thunderbolt. You don't need a brand new car. We still believe in value, and we pass it on to you. At Thunderbolt, we fix it right, and we guarantee it too.
Our Thunderbolt rebuilt motors and transmissions are dynamically tested and guaranteed. With our efficient installation, free towing is included.
We put the yee-haw back in your motor and transmission.
All right, we are back talking about subliminal hypnosis. Not subliminal, what's the word?
Conversational
hypnosis. Subliminal. You
Yeah.
are a chicken. All right. Go ahead.
All right, so went through asking questions, paying attention, repetition, and mirroring. Wrapping all those together is going to lead you to that close. Now, a really important tie to all of this stuff is going to be your tone of voice, reinforcing with the proper tone.
Yeah.
Now, you are going to have 10 times the amount of message and delivery with tone of voice as opposed to just using whatever magic words you think you have.
I think a lot of as far as closing procedures, we're getting to the closing part. A lot of closing procedures depends on if you're selling a product or service. Example, we do deals that are in the millions sometimes. Those, just the fact that it's in process is already a closing. Someone calls up to do a deal of a loan for $2 million, we don't need to close them. They're already in that mode.
Sometimes we do. Sometimes if they're shopping.
Yeah, but we don't have shoppers. What we do every now and
We
then.
do every now and then.
Not too often.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about people, say realtors,
Yeah.
wholesalers.
Yeah.
We've got the real estate market out there. You've got car salesmen out there. You've got insurance salesmen out there. You've got
there's
people
tons of
selling
them.
knives, forks, spoons,
Whether
whatever
you
the
know
hell.
it or not, somehow, some way, if you're in business, you're selling. Mm-hmm. Every day you wake up, you got to sell yourself to your employer by showing up on time, smiling and dialing, whatever it is you do for a living. If you make cookies all day long and you frown all day long, you showed up. You had to sell yourself when you showed up.
Yep.
And
if it ain't working, it's like
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
So. Now, the tone of voice can go multiple ways.
Yeah.
All right. You can change the feeling of any word. All right. So you could persuade someone and you could dissuade someone.
That's right.
By using a tone of voice.
Yeah. You can talk yourself out of it, too.
Also, if you want someone to listen to you, if you want them to pay more attention to you, guess what you do?
What?
Lower your volume.
Earlier
today,
Yeah.
remember when I was talking to both of them?
Yeah.
Was I loud?
No, but you're always like that. You're always cool like a cat, man.
Yeah.
He don't
if
yell
you
at
want-
nobody.
But if you want someone
Here's
to...
Jared when the gangsters are shooting at him. Hey, guys, there's no reason to shoot at me. Hey,
Can't we all just
good
get
shot.
along?
You caught me in the shoulder. Good shot.
And I know you were aiming for the heart. And A for effort.
Hey, take my wallet. Here it is.
Yeah.
Here's my car keys.
There's
too.
nothing in it. It's nice leather, though. It's Italian.
Me, I'm more the WTF.
Yeah, no, you get mugged. It's more like...
That's why I'm running away. Hey, let me tell you, voice inflection, body language, all this stuff is just tools that people that are in the sales or influential field use every day. That you're probably not even aware that you use them.
Yeah, and descriptive terms. I want to throw out just a couple of real quick examples. If you're going to tell someone, you might be stuck with that for a while, something a little bit more descriptive. Mm-hmm. You're going to be chained to that for a while. They can actually visually see the chain.
Yeah, if they're married.
Okay, it's going to put you into a box.
Oh,
They're going to feel confined.
Another marriage term.
This will allow you to move around. They
Not a
automatically-
marriage term, no.
They're going to feel, not a marriage term, no. But using certain terms like that, a descriptive term that paints an image, stimulates senses, and then needs to be supported with the proper tone.
The old
Telling you
senses
this is
stimulation.
going to nail the closings that you have.
I like that, man. And then you have to ask for the deal.
Yeah.
And once you ask
Can't be
for the
afraid
deal,
to ask for money.
you know what to do once you know what to do once you ask for the deal, all right?
Shut the
Shut
hell
the fuck up. Oh, excuse me.
Not up in here!
There you go. Anyway, that's Mr. Pointers, the closing table with the money guys, brought to you by Lure Financial, LureFinancial.com. We'll see you next week on Tuesday.
Like and subscribe. Visit us next week.
Adios.